The high school football season is underway with a full slate of games the last few days. The Mesquite Skeeters opened their season on Friday night against Flower Mound. And as Keith Russell reports, it was a landmark moment for first-year Skeeter head coach DeMarcus Harris.
You've been challenged this week. It's time for us to change what they've been thinking about Mesquite. Big and soft to tough and fly around. That's what we got to have tonight. Does everybody understand that, crap?
A high school coach motivating his team before the season opener is nothing new. But for DeMarcus Harris, it's extraordinary when you trace back to his humble beginnings in Pittsburgh, Texas, when he was incapable of being motivated by anyone.
You're talking about, reacting to authority. In my mind, I'm grown. I'm taking care of myself. How can somebody else tell me what to do?
It was in this tiny East Texas town of just more than 4,000 people where Harris had good reason to believe he was all alone.
I slept on couches, on floors, but at the time, I didn't think anything of it. I slept in abandoned houses. I got to get some sleep, and you don't have a watch, and you're just like, I'm gonna get up and just start moving, and hopefully I'm on time.
DeMarcus's home was wherever he could lay his head at night, and that included the high school press box.
It took a while before I found out, and one of his friends finally told me that he was there.
As much as Harris tried to create the illusion of a normal childhood, it was anything but. His father, Marcus, was incarcerated from the time he was young. His mom, Ruby Faye, had her own challenges with substance abuse.
I'm not embarrassed to talk about anything that was done in the past, because I know who I am today. He knows who I am today. But he always says every time he called me, I knew you could make it.
Let's go, step up. Hey.
That same positivity led DeMarcus to be named head coach at Mesquite High earlier this year. But go back to his own self-portrait as a kid. His worst habit was a bad attitude. Under those circumstances, how could he not have one?
You said you didn't necessarily, when you first met him, think that he would be where he is today. Where did you think he would be?
The streets. It was me and other teachers who said, we can't lose this kid. And we pushed and we pushed and we pushed. We got on his nerves, but we pushed because we couldn't lose that one. He had lost enough, and the last thing he needed to do is lose his pride and his soul.
The Pittsburgh Gazette newspaper will show that in July of 1998, he lost that too, when his older brother Richard was severely burned in a gas leak house explosion and died less than a week later.
I had just lost really my dad and my brother, and who were one and the same. He was the one that was taking care of us and making sure we had stuff, sending us home and just making sure we were good, and then he was gone.
That's when I really hit bottom, And it's when he, knew that he just picked up the pieces. He just put it all together and he kept striving.
In fact, DeMarcus pushed himself harder than ever before to excel on and off the field, landing an academic scholarship at an esteemed private institution in Sherman, Texas, becoming a leader on the team as a standout linebacker, never taking for granted the first bed of his own he can remember.
When I got to Austin College and I was in the dorm room and we get that little bed that's about this size, first time, man, it felt good.
It also felt good to have a coach as a sounding board who was always willing to lend a listening ear.
He would share with me maybe some of the obstacles. He never blamed anyone else. He didn't blame his background. He didn't blame his lack of support. He didn't blame that he didn't have enough money. He took responsibilities.
To the point where Harris was adamant about making the drive from Austin College to be there when his dad was released from prison.
I walked up to the fence and I'm looking for him, right? I'm a little kid when he left. And now, I'm 5'11", 240, and I'm looking for this big man. And I told my grandpa, I said, man, I don't see him. And he said, well, that's him right there. He's 5'7", about 155 pounds. I went, okay, yeah, we do look alike. Yeah, I do remember that.
Renewed relationships with his father and his mother, now strong as ever, so were his qualifications to be a head coach after 4 years as defensive coordinator under Cedar Hill head coach Carlos Lynn.
The measure of a man, that's what makes a man. That's what makes a coach. So we're excited to see him overcome those things. We're excited to see, where he's going to take that program.
For many, DeMarcus Harris represents just one of several first-year high school head football coaches here in DFW. But for these kids, he's a real-life example of how to tackle and overcome adversity.
And that's what we're teaching in this program, core values, man, discipline, family, accountability, that mental toughness. So we're teaching those things through the game of football, and we're going to change way more lives than we'll win football games.
Now with those who love him most rooting him on, others should be able to root for Mesquite High's DeMarcus Harris as well. He's living proof that no odds are too great to overcome.
This is just another chapter in his life. He's going to be great. And it's the pride I feel for him that I feel for every player that the Lord has blessed and put in my life. I didn't walk into their lives, they walked into mine.
Empty the daggum tank tonight.
He now will be, in some way, shaping all these young boys' lives over these next however many years. What do you think is the biggest thing that they will learn from your son?
That there is nothing impossible. Nothing in their lives should be able to stop them from being what and who they want to be. Nothing.
I'm crazy enough to think that everybody can make it.
It's go time.
So that's just how I look at it. I really do. Yeah, you can make it. You can. So, I mean, I did it.